Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shoved the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana bread. That it? I believe that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
Yep, the show must go on, Jack Black. I'm gonna go on the left-hand side to see this big body of water. This is what we call the Hollywood Ocean, and in this area, in 1973, we added an attraction called Parting of the Red Sea. Inspired by the classic film The Ten Commandments and the picture. The historic movie Charlton Heston made an appearance to part the waters for our guests. The glamour train seems to drive everyone on board. They've also been exploding waterworks and torpedoes as part of the action of the lake. Hollywood Ocean had released as an attraction and is been a part of a studio tour. Just in the 1950s, we were kind of known for our monster movies. They were lower budget, they were easier for us to make, and people seemed to love them and relate to them as well. And most of our monster movies got their start right here. Everyone, welcome to Little Europe. Now, we have transformed Little Europe into many different places like Transylvania for Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, as well as Wales for the Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney Jr. We also took Little Europe as the streets of Genovia for Disney's Princess Diaries 2, The Royal Engagement, and some of these storefronts may look familiar to you. Good Place, which stars Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstone, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
And over to your left-hand side is the railway station we call the Port of Miracles. We celebrated Hunchback of Notre Dame's 101 anniversary this year, which is pretty neat. We've also filmed things like The Muppets here in 2011, as well as Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Whitney Houston and Brandy. Just the decor up, add some benches, some flower pots, some flags, some street lamps as day. Or they're on lunch, but I think it's early enough that they're not filming today. So we're gonna head into the soundstage here. Now this is an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't tell you what's going in here. We're gonna definitely take a look, which is pretty neat. So remain seated, keep all your belongings. We want to make sure you leave this place exactly how we found it for continuity's sake. But they turned the soundstage into a subway station, which is very... that was strange. Anyways, it's a San Francisco... Oh no. San Francisco. That means there's an earthquake. Hold on.
Mira aquí, mira aquí.
practical and mechanical effects. All of that kind of resets in less than 30 seconds so that the tram behind us can experience just what we experience as well. We're no strangers to mechanical effects here, and some of our favorite directors, like Steven Spielberg, use them in their movies, like the mechanical shark that they use in Jaws, set in Amity Island. Ooh, Amity Island sounds right good about now. It sounds like a refreshing little vacation. So how about we take you there? I know what you're thinking, but the residents of Amity Island are breathing a sigh of relief because they just caught that great white shark that was terrorizing their waters. There it is, up on display. And my friend George, he's with the police diving force. He's just making sure that everything is A-okay in the water so that we can maybe go for a swim or something like that. George is not still in the water, is he?
Yeah.
Oh no, buddy. Get out of the water, buddy. Swim! Oh no. Don't worry, kids. That's just his juice box that he takes with him when he dives. We're gonna get away from that situation. It may be too late for George, but it's not late for us. We're gonna hide behind these bright red barrels here. Should be perfectly safe. Oh no, the shark's got the pier. And no, there's gas going everywhere. Oh no, this can't be good. And sparks? No, Bruce, down, boy, down. Sorry about that. It's hot outside. He's just giving you a wave and a splash to keep it cool. He's nice like that. Everyone, that is our mechanical shark, Bruce. Yeah, give it up for Bruce. Bruce works hard here on the Universal lot, unlike the actual shark that they use in the filming of Jaws, which sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean the first day of filming. Not very helpful. Now that shark was made for freshwater. They were going to do it in this big old water tank, but Steven Spielberg wanted the realness of the waves, so they brought it out to the Atlantic Ocean where it would inevitably sink to the bottom. Now that shark became a blockbuster hit, the first ever summer blockbuster, and we continue to keep using mechanical effects in our films, like in our first attraction here at the studio as well. I'll let today's show co-host and weatherman Al Roker tell us more.
What a TV is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the bad lot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Now here in sunny Southern California, we use weather to kind of set the ambiance for our films. And we've learned to create our own as well. So this is just using a very advanced sprinkler system. We let the water fall down in a very natural pattern instead of directing it straight to the pool. We can use lighting to kind of mimic lightning, as well as some sound effects like thunder. Normally this thunder would be added in post-production because we don't want it jumping out of his dialogue, but we've added here so you can get full effect and oh no, that is so not good. Everyone take over, it's a flash flood! Headed to our 6-point sets, home to some of our favorite Western stars.
La del oeste. La favorita de él.
The sets we use them in.
Ponele.
We also use them in television shows like Malcolm from The Office, as well as the New York Quantum Leap. These are facades. Again, nothing beyond those windows and doors because there's no use on wasting building materials and money on things the camera virtually never see. Our big buff cowboys in front of those smaller doors to make them bigger, and even our vulnerable characters in front of those bigger doors to make them look even smaller. Another thing we call first perspective, again, like the whole making the windows smaller on the buildings to make them look taller. Kind of the same idea. What we would do is we'd add some dirt to the pavement we are currently driving on, add a horse here, add a horse there, add some actors in some cowboy gear, and boom, you're instantly transported to the wild, wild west. Okay, I'll stop with the voice. But speaking of the voice, over on your left-hand side, you'll see sound stages 30 and 31. That's where we film the voice. 32 and 33 are some of my favorite sound stages because that's where they filmed Jordan Peele's films. The beginning scenes of Nope and the ending scenes of Us were filmed inside of those sound stages. This road that you're driving sets here too. Now we call this 6 points because we used to have 6 roads leading up to 1 point. Each road had their own bank, their own saloon, their own hotel, and that's so you can film more than one Western at a time. So we can film Western in between, just like we were, and even on this side back then, since they weren't recording audio. Carl Lemley also invited the public to come into the studio to cheer for the good guys and boo for the bad guys, which is pretty fun. Can't really do that now because we are filming audio most of the time. So, but it was cool to see that they could film it.
1974.
Awesome. Over on your left-hand side, down that road, is what we call Colonial Street. It's just a little neighborhood that we have in our back lot, and it is the most used in production here. It's most of the time booked out for a new film or commercial or television show, whatever they might need a little neighborhood for. But we're going to leave Colonial Street, also well known as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. And we'll see the line of state signs here. Those are replicas made for the 30th anniversary of the Back to the Future franchise, but they brought
Locations, but most of us focused in those days in the 60s on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Oh, mira, Josué.
He still owns the lot.
Echando
At
humo
least this
todavía.
portion of the lot. This is the disaster crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, from the minds of Rick Carter and Steven Spielberg.
It's a perfect example of a set that is all designed around when first began to sit down and talk about the war, I thought, what if the 747 was down right in the because it's just something you don't see. You're doing good.
Wow, qué tremendo.
Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Close. Robbie, get in.
So on your right is the official replica of the Hollywood sign, built in conjunction with the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. If you want to picture with it, this is where you can actually step onto the lot. So this is a limited stop for a limited time. You'll be disembarking for some fun, once-in-a-lifetime photo opportunity.